Go ahead.
Alright, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the third installment of the Ironwood podcast. We have Jack DeBartolo with us today, the fourth. Hello. Today we're going to be talking about gravity, how to shoot a long-range gun, and the effects that gravity will have on it. So that's going to tie in interestingly. Anyway, so Jack is, if you saw my post earlier, he is a coffee roista. He is a marathon runner. We just got a fourth viewer, I believe. And an all-around great guy. What's up? Yeah. Bear with us. We're just getting set up a little bit. Anyway, Jack, tell us about yourself.
We got some more viewers. What's up, guys? We'll do autographs afterwards.
Yeah.
We have interesting people. Ironwood podcast.
Yep.
At Instagram.
On Instagram Live. I can't hear.
Yeah. It's kind of soundproof in here. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have 70,000 subscribers.
Dang. That would be awesome.
Jack, what are you looking at?
That's Mitch, alright? This dude's actually pretty cool. He's a former Navy SEAL and he does MMA fighting. Yeah, he's pretty
Jack, where do you
intense.
work?
So I work at a place called Lux Central. I work at another place called Verdina's Coffee.
Yeah, I'm a Dutch bro.
Pretty awesome. You're at Dutch Bros?
Oh,
really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's sick. Which one? Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
That's pretty awesome. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's so much fun. Yeah, it's a good job.
I have a couple friends who work there. Dude, I was thinking that Josh Schnepp should get a job at Dutch Bros. Like Big Josh? Yeah.
He fit in well there. I really think he would. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I feel like you would have to be a little more, like, into it.
He can. I've seen
I know
him
he
get
can jump
yeah.
into it, yeah.
Yeah.
Is this your water?
That's your water.
Okay. I already drank one.
You did. That's your water still.
Okay.
I had a Jamba smoothie.
I have another one over here if you want that one too.
Thank you. Wow, you guys are so kind to me.
Absolutely.
Gosh.
Complimentary fruit as well. Sorry guys, you guys are gonna have to carry this for a second. I'm trying to get the Wi-Fi set up on.
Well, my name is Jack. I am a marathon runner. I just qualified for the Boston Marathon in this past February.
That's crazy.
I ran a 2 hour and 57 minute marathon, which is at like a 6:33 mile pace.
Which is really good. For those of you who don't run.
Pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then I'm going for a 2:45, which is like a 6:17 mile pace at my next one.
For 26 miles.
26.2.
6:17. That's crazy.
Yeah.
6:17 for 1 mile is good.
Yeah.
But that's
27.
Sorry, what's your mile?
6:17 mile pace.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's bananas.
Yeah. It's
For
bananas.
26 miles. That is.
This is us.
That's sweet.
Cool.
That's crazy.
Anyway, so how I got to know Jack was in middle school. Me and his brother were in the same grade. Hopefully Sam's watching. Did you give the shout out on Instagram?
I did, yeah. So maybe he'll see it.
So me and Sam were acquaintances. We definitely knew each other fairly well.
Yeah.
And,
We've been to our house a few times.
I was there once for
That game,
the Olympics.
birthday- yeah, the Olympics.
Dude, it was amazing. I remember what I won. I won.
You were so fast.
Yes.
You're a runner. So
So they did like this.
dude, that's so
This like Olympic games, they did like all these different games, and they had this big box full of like movie theater candies, like the big ones, right?
inspiring.
And I won like the 50-yard dash or something like that. So it was like
Yeah,
down their street.
it's
It was
sick.
like in the middle of summer. And I remember not wearing shoes, and they got blisters all over my feet.
Oh, that's right.
It was not a good choice. Do you still live in the house?
Yeah, we still in this
Cool.
little.
Yeah. And then I also won the coin spin. So I had the longest coin spin.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I remember for the coin spin, I
Oh,
took
that's
a
so
box
funny.
of Nerds, and I got very sick. Oh, and I put them. This was with Grant. You see candy. If any of you guys know Grant, you know he has not had candy in a long time.
Wow. Yeah. Never.
Yeah, I took a box of Nerds, and I like trailed them around the house to get Grant to follow me. He totally did not buy into it.
No.
However, the dog did. The dog got kind of sick.
Oh.
That's not good.
Yeah, I feel so bad. I like hurt my dog a couple times. You know, when she was a little baby. My dog is a miniature Labradoodle, but he's technically just a miniature lab. He looks like a hot dog.
wiener dog.
He actually is. We think that we're calling him a mailman baby.
How long
He's
is
really
it?
cute.
So we know what his mom is. His mom is
A woman.
Labradoodle. but we think that while the mom got pregnant with another, yeah, if you want to read it.
Oh, I'm showing them.
Taylor Ray wanted to know
Yeah.
how we were watching.
How we were watching.
Taylor Ray, this is the 21st century, and we have 2 iPads set up so we can, the back table can see what you guys are saying, and the front of the table. So
Robbie, Heidi
It's
said
true.
You got it, Tay Ray.
Hi, Heidi.
Yeah. Anyway, so my dog's mom is a Labradoodle, and we were sold on the guys that he was a Labradoodle that was back cross. And when something's back cross, it means that it got the majority of one of the genes. So in his case, we got the majority of lab genes because he looks just like a lab with very small legs and a very small body.
It's a cute dog.
Cute,
Such
yeah,
a
very
cute.
cute, very cute. Anyway, so we think that a dachshund impregnated the mom while she was already pregnant with a
double
miniature poodle.
That's what happens when you kiss kids.
So actually, this is really interesting. So apparently, this can happen with humans too. There can be 2 fathers to twins. If there is an egg that is fertilized, and another father inseminates the mother, in like a 24-hour period, there can be 2 fathers to 2 separate twins. Or well, I guess it wouldn't be twins, but fraternal twins.
Yeah, interesting.
Anyway, so that's a lot more common in dogs, but possible in humans.
Wow.
Not something that I'm very interested in, but something that's possible.
So
I think we
have a black twin brother.
We're at 7. We're at our all-time max.
Ryan!
Is Ryan in?
Ryan!
Yeah! Ooh, we were at 8 for a second, I think.
Ryan!
Ooh.
We're 2 of them.
Alright, we need to think about it.
Sorry.
The fame's going to our head, dude.
Hi, Ryan. Miss you, buddy.
Ooh, are these for us?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Did you just eat the greens?
What?
Did you eat the whole thing?
Greens are good for
I
you.
used to eat the greens all the way.
I've never.
We're at 8! Hey, that's a new record!
No, right.
Yeah.
Woo! Old new record.
Ryan, I missed you.
Did you post on Instagram? Cool.
Sorry, I love you.
I used to eat the greens all the way until I was, man, a long time. So probably till last year.
Easy.
Sounds like
I'm not
love
gonna eat that here. Like strawberries are one of the few fruits I can just eat. They're fruit, right?
You're literally just eating the
Yeah.
green part?
See, I can't eat that
Well,
part.
because
of the
I don't
strawberry.
like eating them because I know that they have most of the pesticides in them. But they can hold a lot more.
I mean, we're all gonna die by 50 anyway, so there's gonna be a nuclear war.
Life is
Convinced.
eternal illness. That was you eating it.
Carter, what is
Whoa.
your favorite color otter pond?
Good question.
Whoa,
yum.
Yeah, that would be Hayden.
Oh, hey, man.
No, it is grape. Nah, actually, unless it's like a special one and they have green apple. Oh, I'm going green apple every time. Got the green. Anyway,
the green is really good.
green is bomb always. So one of my favorite podcasts, the H3 podcast, they always ask their guests. I'm not into this, just so you know.
You keep doing it though, so maybe you are.
You do like it.
It's a fetish. They
It's a good
they always ask their guests if they have any ghost stories.
Yeah,
They always ask their guests. Oh, by the way, me and Jack were up at Los Canyon last weekend surfing, and Hayden.
Yes, we were.
Shout
Oh, yeah,
out
Hayden
to
was there.
Hayden.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to you.
That's where I got the shirt.
Flying your drone all over the place, so sick.
Dude, did
I'm
you?
gonna check the King of
Hayden,
Sport
if you were there,
right now.
there was a guy that was on work crew. His name was.
We can totally
I don't remember.
I don't remember
He had
his
sweet
Asian guy,
shoes.
but he had this Mavic that was so cool. It was amazing,
It
dude.
was
I hope you should invest in that.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, Jack, do you have any ghost stories?
Ghost stories.
Like personal ghost stories?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of. Hello, Cooper.
Hey, Cooper.
That's Copper. That's
Oh.
Brandon, sorry. Copper. Brandon from gym.
Hello, Brandon from the gym.
Yeah,
How you
I
doing?
all know Brandon.
Who doesn't
Oh,
know
we're
Brandon
both
from the
Brandon.
gym?
Hold on, we're both.
Me and my brother shared a room for 17 years of our life. And so, just
We're good on
a couple of years ago, I'm not
What is-
done.
what is this?
I'm not done. I'm just trying to tell the story.
Also, these are very good blueberries.
These are-
This is really good sour.
This is good for you.
Where did you get this fruit? What did you get?
Sorry,
Carter,
King's
where'd you
game's
get
on right
this
now.
fruit,
Kind of
dude?
side distract.
I got this from Lowe's.
We're down 2-1.
Love
2-1
Smart.
in the
Wow,
period.
sponsored by Love Smart.
12.
I recently sponsors.
Be happy, be healthy.
But me and my brother were going to bed. We were just about to go tuck in our sheets, and Sam and I both look up, and we start hearing weird noises in our hall because we have kind of like a hallway that leads up to our room. And then I kind of talk to him. I'm like, Sam, is everything okay? And he goes, oh yeah, everything's fine. and I think everything's fine. And so then we both kind of go to bed, and then about 5 minutes later, we both look up and we see like literally the figure of a man, an elderly man, in our doorway. It was probably one of the scariest things I've ever seen. And for some reason, we both saw it. We both freaked out, like kind of went under our sheets or kind of looked away, looked up, and then he was gone. Neither one of us could sleep that entire night.
Was your grandpa like home?
No. It was just like super random, super freaky. Childhood scare.
Dude, your dad seems like a guy who might have some ghost stories.
Mm-hmm. Maybe so. I think he might.
Do you know any of them?
I don't think so. Ooh, he's struggling.
Oh yeah, you didn't leave me much here, dude.
I didn't.
So I put them behind.
I'll leave you more.
How'd you get into coffee?
Coffee? Well, about
Coffee.
Fifi.
Who remembers coffee?
Coffee I got into about 4 years now ago. Where I started at Provision Coffee. I was a roaster for a coffee shop out in Gilbert.
We usually do.
I know, I agree. I'm making my hands all purple and red. But I started roasting at a coffee shop in Chandler, Gilbert area. It was called Provision Coffee. I roasted it with Lawrence Jarvie for a year.
Who's that?
He's the guy who owns Provision Coffee. And roasted with him for a while, and then
What does roasting consist of exactly?
so it's finding specific times and temperatures that you're roasting beans at. And so then you're roasting beans for coffee shops and kind of places around Phoenix.
So if I were to like go to the Congo, I don't know if that's where, well let's say Argentina.
Okay.
Argentina beans?
Yep.
Okay. Went to Argentina and I got like some raw green cacao beans. Could you roast them for me?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yes, I can.
Was there anything added in the roasting process?
No, there's not. It's just kind of like based on a time kind of thing and what your temperature is that you're roasting at. So if you roast for a certain amount of time or a certain amount of temperature, like usually it's about 300 and some degrees. It's been a while, and then you're waiting until first crack, and then that will give you, depending on first crack, it gives you a light to medium to dark roast of beans. So, yeah, definitely something I was very interested in, but I knew I liked service a little more, dealing with people. So then I got into working.
So this was like a warehouse almost.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was just me alone in there. And I would play worship music and just kind of chill, and
That's awesome.
it was super fun. Like honestly, I loved it. As my kind of one of my first jobs, I was 16 at the time, and so yeah, it was very fun. I really enjoyed it. So then I started working at Maverick Coffee. Oh no, I was 15 at the time. Then I started working at Maverick Coffee, and I started working there. I worked as a barista there, and then I stayed there for a year, and I moved to Lux for, I've been over there for 2 years almost. And so, yeah.
We have a surprise guest. His name is Jalen. He lives very heavy, very, very strong as well. He's super handsome. He's
And I brought you a
black
friend.
One of
the
old
time.
black friend, yeah.
Got you a bowl, got you a fork.
Oh,
Dude.
we also, if you come on our podcast, we will provide you with rice.
And water.
We have rice.
And
Rice,
food.
water,
And
and
food.
we may or may not have rice cooker. That depends on whether GCU
It's
allows rice
allowed.
cooker.
The vice president said it's allowed. I got clarification.
This is so good.
Is it? I got it at 8 Mark. This is old. I don't know what we really have. Real numbers over there. So,
You
what
guys
are
really
you
nice.
guys talking about?
We're talking about Jack being a roaster and
roast.
working at
Coffee
Lux.
roaster. Oh, coffee roaster.
And where are you now exactly?
I'm
Plug it.
I'm still at Lux. I'm still definitely at Lux. A lot of people know about Lux Central being a coffee shop. It's a bum little spot in downtown Phoenix. And then this new coffee shop that just popped up in Old Town Scottsdale called Verdina's Coffee. Yeah, super fun, super awesome. Verdina's is more of a specialty coffee shop, I'd say, while Lux is more of a Lux is more of a just pump out drinks kind of coffee shop.
See, I worked at a coffee shop that everything came in bags at Einstein's. And they didn't teach us how to make coffee, and I used to make mochas with no chocolate.
Ooh.
So a lot of people ordered a mocha and got just 2 shots of espresso and milk.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Just that taste of honey at the end.
But I never got
So
a single
nice.
sip.
What milk did you use?
What, I'm sorry.
What milk did you use?
2% usually.
I think it makes a difference.
They
Very
did
good
not,
rice.
I never got any complaints, but I don't know that it's the best tasting coffee anymore.
The last we started at like 15. Anyway, to keep the viewers, we should talk about something else.
Jay,
Sorry, Jay, we'll get to your segment.
yeah.
What is a blend exactly? That's what something I've always been curious about.
What do you mean?
A blend.
A
It's like
blend?
when you hear like it's like a
blend
like place blend.
Yeah. So when you're roasting, it's all depending on when you're roasting. So you have a light and a dark roast, and then you're blending the light and dark roast. So
So a light, a light roast is just one that's less roasted.
yes, and so it's gonna have a little more caffeine in it, which is kind of weird sounding, but a dark roast has more caffeine in it. While the
How does
light
that
roast
work?
has
Does it just develop caffeine as it goes? I like something like bean roasted.
develops less. It reduces the amount of caffeine. So like a decaf bean.
Oh, so a light bean would have more.
You're basically burning it
Oh, interesting.
off.
So
Yeah.
is decaf typically a darker roast?
Dark roast. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
My dad likes dark roast. I wonder if that's why.
Yeah. So a blend is just going to be an equalized amount of both of those into a good flavor. That's usually an espresso. That's what they do for espresso and stuff like that. So
Yeah. What's wrong with those fruits? Would you just keep them for later?
Oh yeah, those were
they would fit on the plate.
Now they can.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
more
plates,
creative.
we are sponsored today by Walmart.
I don't think we have anything.
Oh,
actually, that is from Walmart.
These plates are
Thank
from
you, Walmart.
No, these plates are from Target.
We're
sponsored by Target
We're sponsored by Target too.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of sponsorships, for real, Jack is sponsored or being sponsored, or going to get sponsored by Adidas.
I am.
Adidas.
Really?
Awesome. Yeah.
Very cool.
For the Boston Marathon.
What's up? Yeah, speaking of which, yeah, how cool is, okay, so we have the CrossFit Club here at GCU, and we've been enjoying a lot.
Yes.
And Jack here is doing that as well as training for the Boston Marathon. I mean, when you see like athletes that are very like sport specific, like let's say Jack's a marathon runner, you don't really see them branching out into other sports, even for enjoyment. So I think it's really cool that you're even
I
delving
think
into
it's
that.
fun, and I'm also a cyclist, so it kind of helps. Everything kind of builds up my running, and it's all kind of helping each other. So.
Do you think that, I think you hear all this about like CrossFit will improve like your like quality of life, if you ever heard that. That's like their selling point basically is that CrossFit makes you healthier, makes you move better, makes it generally points to a better state of mind, just happier because you also gives you a community with your CrossFit gym. In which they say that it'll give you better quality of life. So do you think that like by doing CrossFit you could become a better marathon runner?
I do. I think it definitely helps me with building up strength in different areas. It's like why I started cycling. I used to get a lot of pain around my knee while I was just running, and so then I started lifting and I started doing cycling, and then I started building a little more strength around my knee and in my quad and down on my calf and shin and stuff, and so then I got a little more strength, and so then I was able to take on longer runs while I was training and stuff like that. So
Too, which is great. We're sponsored by them officially.
We are. We have a golden
Sponsored by
flag.
YouTube. That's
So
a great
everybody-
sponsor.
They're pretty sick. We have screaming things.
Have you guys actually heard about YouTube, how bad it's getting for
All that. That's what I heard. Yeah.
And all the,
Everything.
no, just like with all
the adpocalypse.
well, the apocalypse and all the like no swearing and everything, the family friendly type thing.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
over half the content on YouTube is not family friendly.
Well, obviously,
It's
if not more.
it wasn't meant to be family
wasn't
friendly
at all.
when it first started. I mean,
No.
It's like that on TV too. Like,
yeah,
It started in, but yeah.
So
Is that mine? It was
the green light's on. It's got to be fine.
Yeah, it was still recording.
It's,
Actually, mine finished recording a while ago. What's that beep?
Maybe, oh yeah, it's too hot in here.
Yeah, I think it was that.
solid.
What is yelling at us? It could be the. It could be our new sponsor. Arizona fire alarms. Make sure to get
This
your
is
fire
strange.
alarm tested weekly.
But anyway,
Ours gets tested every minute.
Seconds.
In seconds.
There you go. Yeah, there's our sponsor. Thank you.
watch if that light beeps, okay?
Beep.
Well, I just.
Well, wait, it's a motion detector.
See, that's green. Why is that green? Was that green before?
Oh!
It's that.
It's the penguin.
Someone click it off. It's scary.
I don't know
It's
how.
scary. She's gonna blow.
Turn the TV like on and off. Oh, turn the TV off. Is it still on?
Oh,
Weird. That's.
there you go.
We have fixed
That's
our
all.
technical
Anyway,
difficulties.
we can continue.
Wow,
Wow,
we spiked the viewers as we were doing that.
Oh look, Grant joined.
Woo!
Hello, Grant.
Hey Grant.
We
Anyway,
just bought the TV and we won.
Let's just say that was because of our sponsor, NEC TVs. Make sure to go buy yourself
That was
a pair of
garbage.
glasses. I
That
know.
was a good segue.
You said love from your brother.
Love from my brother. I love you, Grant. You're my best partner.
I love you too, Grant.
I enjoy
Oh,
the
by
time
the way, it was my brother's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Joey!
Joey.
Joey.
Yeah,
Joey to come watch.
Thanks.
Yeah, Joey's in Instagram, right?
Thanks, Joe.
Good.
I'm a texter.
Alright. Anyway, Jalen, so what kind of like philosophy are you following for CrossFit? Because we're obviously, so Jalen, I don't know if I have his numbers right, but he is probably the strongest CrossFit right now.
He's a strong dude.
I believe he can clean 320,
Yeah.
jerk 290,
295.
295.
Make sure you get that numbers right.
So that's just short of 300 pounds. That's a jerk for those of you who are not familiar with CrossFit. It's from shoulder to overhead. So he's held nearly 300 pounds overhead while cleaning this from ground with collar. And what is his snatch is 220?
Not better than yours.
Hey, relax. It's not better than mine.
But I'm not here to talk about myself. I'm here to talk about Jim because I love him. But yeah, he's very fit as well. He has a 217 Fran?
About, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Fran is a workout in CrossFit that is a benchmark and it's very popular. It's used very often to test just exactly how fit someone is. Like if you were to ask someone what is your Fran time, they think, oh, they're asking me how fit I am. It's like that synonymous with fitness. So anything below 3 in Fran is a good time. By the way, Fran is 21, 15, 9, which means you do 21 for both of the movements I'll just tell you, and then 15 for both, and then 9 for both. So it's 21 thrusters and pull-ups, 15 thrusters and pull-ups, and then 9 thrusters and pull-ups. So anything below 3 minutes is good. He has a 213 Fran time. It's fantastic. It's really, really incredible. Anyway, so what do you follow to do your CrossFit?
Oh, well, when I first started CrossFit, I mean, it was mostly just to get better at football and everything. And then once I stopped football because of changed schools and everything my senior year,
Grant is sending lots of loves.
Jalen,
Oh,
that's
Joey
good.
Step joined.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Joey. Love you,
Man.
brother.
Hey, my brother Jacob joined.
Hi, Jacob.
Yeah, little brother Jacob. Yeah. He does CrossFit too,
This is
actually.
so good.
He's
How
nice.
strong is Jacob?
He's nowhere close to me.
Oh, Jacob, beat him because
Every younger brother
You're strong?
ends up being stronger than their older brother.
Oh, he
they
will
get,
not.
they get beat down their whole life. How old is he?
He's
This is
about
true.
15.
Now Grant is a little
Dude,
child compared to.
If you start next year, by the time, dude, you'll surpass him. Trust me. I don't know a single younger brother. I mean, I'm sure I've talked to a lot of people about this, but I don't know a single younger brother who's not stronger than their older brother at their later years.
That's
I'm
not
strong.
They get beat down their whole life. This is my awesome philosophy. So they get beat down their whole life, and they get all this resentment. So they train hard in the gym, just thinking it's stronger. But probably, if I still went up against Grant in like a wrestling fight, he'd beat him.
because he's gravity. Yeah.
If I can squat.
I will say,
Jalen is actually the amazing CrossFit animal.
Oh.
Is that Grant?
yeah,
He's like a teddy bear.
I really would like to eat my banana, but it's using.
You did look like a bear while you were doing the bear crawls.
that
Yeah.
was
What were
lucky.
you
I was
doing?
not
What do you mean what I was doing? I was
You were
doing
like, you were like fingertip touching the ground, right?
you
You were ankle
Yes.
dragging.
Well,
That's what you were doing.
I'm so good with it. I told you before, like back in football, I was D11. How small I was. They would make us do like 100s on the bear crawls.
But that's it's.
Oh! Whoa! Thank you, Bobby. Excuse me.
You're welcome.
Thank you, friend.
too.
Jalen.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, my mom's watching now.
Jalen.
Oh.
Are you gonna tell us how you got
Chris.
so amazing at CrossFit?
Huh?
You gonna tell us how you got so amazing at CrossFit?
What's his, can we have your secret?
My secret?
Josh Bridges has his, Matt Frazier. What's the Jalen
The
secret?
Jalen secret.
Okay. Jalen.
What is it, honestly?
I have to think of something.
Make it up.
What were you following before you did comp training?
Back home at my gym, we were following what was it, Ben Smith's programming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
So
they're done?
yes, CrossFit Krypton, yeah. That was honestly harder than the comp training too. Ben Smith's programming is easily one of the hardest out there.
He has a lot of strong movements.
He has a lot of strong movements and he has a lot of heavy lifting in there every single day. And it's just so, like if you're trying to just beat down your body every day, that's what it's going to do to you. And just don't do it. What?
Grant says, what's the secret? Creatine.
What's the secret?
Steroids.
Creatine JV.
Steroids. Just go tell your doctor you have low testosterone.
There you go, yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, what were your thoughts on the whole Ricky Gerard thing?
Ooh, that was on it. Okay, well.
How do you think that, first off, do you think, I have 3 questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you think they handled it well? How do you think, okay, so do you think CrossFit handled it well? Do you think Ricky handled it well? And do you think that CrossFit Games is, or do you, let's say in the past that they were not releasing people that tested positive? Because that was the thing. Yeah, definitely passes. Obviously, this year they obviously.
They did. Okay. So, first question, what was it? Did CrossFit handle well, the CrossFit Games?
Yes, CrossFit.
Yes, I do think they handled that well. I hate to say, I mean, I did like Ricky Gerard when I was watching the games. I thought he was a great representative for Australia and everything. I was kind of happy for that too. But, I mean, using exactly. I mean, but if you're cheating in a way, then you can't be the third fittest man on earth when you're tested positive for
Right.
any type of supplement.
But also, conversely, how impressive is it that Matt Frazier and Brent Kukowski beat the guy on roids?
Yeah, it's very impressive. Yes, I will say that.
Well, I mean, for those of you guys who are not aware, context,
They were.
CrossFit Games,
They were.
the 3rd place finisher tested positive for like a metabolic enhancer and steroids. And so he is getting stripped of his title and the $76,000 he won, and take away.
And then that went over to 4th place, Patrick Velmer, who was 3rd place the year before too.
Yep.
Kind of great because I actually like him too. Yeah.
Nice.
So he got
That's funny.
back up there. Yeah. Wow. Lucky him.
Yeah.
But I do think they handle that well. 'Cause I mean, yeah, if you're cheating and you get caught. Obviously, if you get caught.
What happened?
Somebody wants to say something.
I didn't hear anything funny. Dude, the liquid gold is on the floor now.
What happened there? Bro! I did not know. Oh, that hurt so bad.
Did you laugh?
I don't know.
Are you serious? You laughed that hard and he doesn't know.
I didn't even laugh. I like started choking.
Oh, it's one of those
Oh,
where you
wrong
just start
mic.
choking.
Yeah. Oh.
That happens to me sometimes. It happened to me
That
yesterday.
hurt so bad.
Speaking of which, if you are into kombucha, I must plug this because it is amazing.
Oh, it's
They're
the
also our
best.
sponsor.
I'm sorry, I was asked for rude. I'll let you finish.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, dude.
I'll start the question. So.
No, dude,
So
you
how do,
go
you,
ahead.
how do you think CrossFit handled it? How do you think
Yeah.
Ricky handled it? And then you think that CrossFit in the past was not releasing positive drug tests?
Okay. I already said CrossFit handled it well. I will say I did not see Ricky's response to it all. Like, do you know what he said or anything or no? Because
He said that like he basically said that he didn't know. So he said he didn't know that it was illegal. He knew that he was like walking the line. It's like he was like maybe kind of illegal. He said he tested positive. He tested negative when they tested him at regionals. What else? Then he also said some stuff that were kind of stupid. Like he knows that there's other people in the sport who are taking. And then she said that he also heard that. What else he said? He said that there are that you can't take away his hard work, which you totally can't. Because he took a shortcut.
Yeah.
That's like the whole point.
That's
of
like running a
getting
marathon, but riding a bike for half of it.
Yeah.
Lance Armstrong.
Don't even get
The
me
one-
started on him. The
one
wonder.
One wonder.
Lance Armstrong.
One that wonder.
You didn't know that?
Oh yeah, he lost some that.
Cancer. Testicular cancer. I almost forgot.
I mean, it's kind of bad to laugh at,
Cancer.
but
I mean, he lives, so it's okay. And he's cheated. So
he's a dumb boy.
So if he cheats on his wife, is he fully cheating or half cheating?
My mother's listening to this. And my little brother.
Jalen.
Yes.
Question and answer.
Ricky Gerard, how he handled that? I will say,
Okay,
in a
and
way,
then to the point of what he said about like he knows other people are using. So what CrossFit Games said about that is that like tell us that.
yeah, that's it.
Like
Yeah,
you can't say other people are using. Back it up.
yeah, exactly. Well, he sort of said that to sort of get the spotlight off of him in a way.
Right.
Because I mean, in a way, you could. There's probably are guys that are using. There's probably girls. Too
Oh,
that are
I
using.
bet.
Yeah. I mean, in all sports, there's people that use steroids too. It's not even like. It's not even a. What's the word I'm thinking of? It's not even like a
It's
discussion.
uncommon practice.
Yeah, exactly. It's all there for everybody. I mean, even look at baseball and everything.
We'll charge you $20 million, but you make 88 a year, so it's no big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
It doesn't matter. But easily, I feel like not everybody in CrossFit is. I feel like there's a way to tell too, like just based on how people are built and everything.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I'm not trying to call anybody out. Well, there's a certain fellow from California who's very big.
Not Dan Bailey.
You don't really.
No.
I'd
I'd be
Okay.
so sad to hear that Dan Bailey uses.
I don't think he.
I'll talk about how sad it'd be if Dan Bailey used.
But just based on how big he is, like, first off, his ethnic background is not the one to be usually that lean and big at the same time. Yes.
Someone's waiting for a shout out.
You have not seen her
Well, that's my sister.
Oh, it's
Katie Hollenbeck, yeah.
Shout her out.
Yeah, hi
So
Katie.
your sister's on here as well?
Yeah.
wow.
The whole family's here.
His family is our viewers.
They really are. They're so nice.
Why is there just buffering?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's a kicker.
Grant, what do you think?
It's okay. Let's keep on sweet.
Well, you have to look at the people how they built everything. I mean, Dan Bailey, he's very big for his size too. I mean, he's like 5'5", 5'4". He's not that tall at all, and he's just a tank basically.
Yeah.
But then you look at like Ben Smith, who's like 5'9". He's not even close to being that thing, but he's stronger and he's way more fit than Dan Bailey is too.
What did Dan Bailey do before CrossFit?
He was a B coach.
He was a sprinter.
No, he's a sprinter. Yeah, he's a sprinter
Okay.
down in Fresno too, where I'm from. At Fresno Pacific, yeah. Which is kind of a cool story. I mean, I never met him, but still.
How long did it take him to get
To CrossFit?
to get
Big.
big?
Yeah.
Because that's part of it too. Is how
Exactly.
fast it happens.
But I mean, he's been in CrossFit for so long. It's like
At
so
this
hard to
point,
point. Yeah,
it's-
he's been in.
Aaron just gave us a statistic that most big people come from California.
Most big people.
Arnold does.
Well, Arnold comes from
No, where is he from?
Austria.
Austria. Yeah.
If Aaron was here, he'd be giving us his best Arnold. I can tell you that.
Do we now?
Aaron, give us your
Arnold
Arnold.
was decent at accent.
Yeah, you are pretty good.
Anyway,
What
were you saying?
It's
It's
a big-
yeah. Just based on how big they are, and other things too. Like if you look bigger than
Oh, yeah.
somebody, like
That's our RA.
what's up, dude?
Would you like to come in?
What's going on, guys?
We got a podcast.
Oh,
Would you like
podcast.
to guest for a second?
That's awesome, guys.
Yeah, you want to guess?
I would love
Well,
to
we'll get you started then, dude.
intern tomorrow.
Oh, I had one today.
What's your major, by the way?
RTC.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Best of luck. Salute you.
Thanks, guys. Have
See
a
ya.
good night.
Have a good
Bye.
Okay, he's alright. Full disclosure, I don't remember his name.
That was me last year.
Noah.
It's Noah. I know Noah because Noah's like 2 rooms over from us. Goes to the GA.
No,
Josh.
Jeremy is our
Life leader, right?
Oh.
Jeremy is our life leader, yes.
Yeah, I know Noah.
He's cool. I've seen him a couple times.
Yeah,
he's
he's
engaged.
He watched our like fiance.
Fiance already.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah, he's 20.
He's already.
He's 20. Not kidding.
Oh.
Like,
No, he's 49. No, there's like a
Three times
26
or
year
20 than life.
Yeah.
Let's finish out the steroids topic. So, do you think the CrossFit has been high in the past? Because think about it. It was just this year that all these. It was like five people from the European regional. There was like 2 teams that got disqualified. There was like 3 people. There's 2 games masters athletes. There was Ryan Elrod, who was an individual qualifier from the East, maybe. It's not
Alright,
America.
I'll bet you it's happened
Mine
before.
Well, things
But
there's
it's
not been like
The
no.
games
as
got
an
finished
actual
this year.
people. Like, I guess it's not been like the winners.
The top.
Yes, that's true. There has been some in the past, but it's been very, very few.
Yeah.
And then this year was all these.
Yeah.
And so
I will say though,
what it feels like to a lot of people is that they have been hiding
yes.
the people at the top just to escape the spotlight.
Well, and it's all brand too.
Yeah,
you want to
exactly.
keep your like.
Exactly.
If
It's-
they
it's
caught
a-
Michael Jordan of steroids, they're not gonna.
Yeah.
They're not gonna
They wouldn't,
stop.
yeah.
They'd have a backroom conversation. Be like, hey, can't let this get out. You make a lot of money. You make us a lot of money. Let's just tone it down a little.
Well, the other thing too, they were trying to build up their brand for so long too, because CrossFit is now just getting big. Like this year is
this
like
year is
crazy.
huge.
Yeah.
It's on Snapchat. I mean, that's the first time I've ever
It's
seen it on
interesting.
Snapchat.
I wonder why they dropped it from ESPN.
That's true.
It's contract.
Probably 'cause it was
somebody
ESPN
else
too.
who bought it.
Yeah, it's on CBS now.
CBS probably paid more money for it. They do that with like.
Like think about it, like even Reebok is going with them, and I mean Nike's trying to come in with the
Yeah.
CrossFit games too.
Yeah, and if you can get brands like that competing, nothing but
Yeah.
money. Nothing but
Aaron
money.
gave us a gift to the chopper.
Thank you, Aaron.
Anyway, that was a shocker. I did not know if they had been not releasing classes. They actually do have the right not to release because they're not mandated by the government to do it.
Yeah, true.
So it's slippery slope though for sure. And also to that point, what Grant said, which I thought was very interesting, is it adds a certain amount of validity to the sport that people are taking performance enhancing drugs to get to the top, right? It's not just some backyard rodeo like it used to be where it's just like I might or might not go and do some CrossFit this weekend, right?
Yeah.
So
So it's like you were watching a documentary today that it used to be held in
Aromas. It was
It was in
in
someone's-
Dave Castro's backyard.
Yeah, it's backyard, and now it's
Now it's so big.
what state? The Lucas Oil Stadium this year? Last year?
It was
No,
never. It was never there.
I swear it was there.
It was
The what?
Well,
No, it was in the Alliant Energy Center in Wisconsin.
That's
I thought it
okay.
was in Minnesota.
No.
It was in Minnesota. There was the Granite Games in Minnesota. You have to think into that.
Let's pretend I had a concussion, and that's why I got it wrong.
Exactly. So let's give a shout out to Josh Knapp and Taylor Ray. They gave blood today. That's super
Oh,
cool.
yes.
Good job, guys. Good job.
You gonna take blood tomorrow or no?
I passed out the last time I gave, or last time I gave blood. Actually, not last time. I had to do it again after, but I passed out the time before. It is not fun.
Where's it?
So I'm kind of.
Where's that? It's
Not good.
right outside Northern. Like right outside my room.
Are you doing it tomorrow?
I am signed up. Yes.
Dude, awesome.
I just
Are you
signed up.
doing it?
Yeah, they do it online and everything. I had one of my friends sign me up because she was like, "Oh, I'm doing it." I'm like, "Oh, there's sign me up."
Yeah, I'll get some blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would get blood, but I might pass out again.
I have an answer about the sprint
Never
triathlon. Yeah. So a sprint triathlon, which is what we were talking about earlier, which we would all like to do. I think we decided. Yes. Fact. Yes. Fact. 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 Sprint triathlon.
Is this blood?
Yes. No. No blood.
We
All
did
right,
that
just
one
me and
wrong.
Jack, I guess. Yeah. We'll do one.
Yeah.
Labels.
Oh yeah, you got in on this.
Normies.
Yeah.
Let's go. You seen that? It's terrible. It's a terrible meme. I will not show it during the podcast. You
The
should
best
show it
was
during
the guy that did it at the McDonald's because he wanted the Szechuan sauce. On pickle Rick and he goes on
Oh,
the
I
floor
see that one. I've seen that one. Okay. That show is like taking over people. That's kind of
Oh my
funny.
gosh. It's
I
I
was
was
making
a
a
whole
whole
meme about like the comments on posted. It's like you have to have a very high intelligence.
I've seen that too. Yeah,
Or
that is
very
so
high
funny.
IQ.
But it's like
Rick and Morty. So cute.
people are making
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
people are making this show like half the people that watch it are like, oh, it's super sophisticated. I'm so smart for watching it. It's a cartoon. It's a joke. None of it is super serious. I mean, yeah, it has serious topics like scientific, but it's not like you watch it, you're super.
Right. That's right.
That's what he does on this show. That's,
I
wasn't making fun of you.
Yeah, we have a lot of controversial topics in Rick and Morty.
The show's good though. I will say that.
That's
It's a great show.
Yeah. Oh, it's so nasty though.
It's quite nasty.
It's
Pickle Rick was probably the most graphic episode.
Episode.
Yeah, dude, the John Wick scene, awesome.
Okay, yeah. Real quick
I
shout out
hate-
to
dude, I
Rick and Morty. If anybody's watching, go watch that show.
Sponsor.
Yeah,
I
sponsor.
will
I
hate
remember
seeing.
one.
Have you guys seen like the Rick and Morty cosplay?
Yes.
Oh,
it
it
is-
is.
yeah,
It is
It's
so
like that
awesome.
one girl that posted the picture, like you lost a fan forever, and she had like a weird wig and like eye makeup.
Yeah.
It was so
And she had like the contacts on too to make her eyes look the same. It was
Yeah, it
so weird.
Sounds
I
weird.
don't want to hate on people, but I do not enjoy that.
There are certain things you do and you don't do. You
That's
don't, I mean,
You don't dress up like an old man who is not
Who's like
good health.
basically anorexic, like
Who's
anorexic.
Who's an alcoholic, anorexic, psychopath?
Yeah, who drags his basically like disabled brain.
He is. No, he is.
legitimately.
He had a learning disability. Like the first episode, they said it.
Yeah, that was part of the plot line. Was
Yeah,
that
he's
supposed
just
to
so
be
disabled.
learning disabled.
And literally takes him on the adventures because it helps him.
Yeah,
it helps him. It doesn't.
I'm telling the end of the metaphor is going to be like Morty waking up.
Oh, I hope.
If
Is
they,
that what they ended up doing with Walking Dead?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, Walking Dead is so good.
Dude, I've tried to watch it twice.
Spoiler
First time
alert.
I got like third season, and I couldn't finish. Second time I got all the way through the what are they on now? I think it's like
I don't know. I lost
yeah.
count.
I don't know. But I was like
Seven
2
or
away.
eight.
I was like maybe 1.5 or 2 away from the last one. I was just like, I can't
Dude, I love
stand
that
on this
show.
killing, dude.
It
But
got
it's
intense.
it's not bingeable. I think you have to like follow it as
You
it
really-
goes. Yeah,
you really
I don't think you can binge. It's too much.
I binged season 2, and that was after that I lost interest. I enjoyed that season when they were on a farm. Don't know why. Maybe it's because I want a farm. I don't know.
You want a farm?
I want a farm in Texas.
In
I wanna-
Texas?
I want to
Or
live
in
on a
the
hill on a farm in Texas.
You have this all planned out?
I do.
All right, Jack. A sprint triathlon,
No!
a 750 meter swim, a 20K bike ride,
Yes.
and a 5K run. Ooh, it ends with a 5K run.
That's
Oh, dude, your legs would be pumping.
dude.
It's so hard, honestly. Like when I did a half Ironman, and
Ban Canada.
it is death. What is half Ironman? It's a half marathon, so it's a mile and a half swim, and a mile and a little bit swim.
Dude, so what's a full marathon again?
Have you ever done a marathon or like a half marathon in a row? Oh my gosh,
Is that insane?
it is a whole different hell, dude.
Yeah.
Me and Grant have done a 10K row.
Oh,
Woo!
those are fun.
Dude, it is terrible. But like you get like so into the motion of it, it's like you're in limbo. Like you just can't get off of it, so you like kind of like get like this is all you do now.
Yeah.
So like we got to, I think it was like me, just like me. You know Brian from the gym?
Yes.
Me, Brian, Rob, Grant, and Brandon, and we were rowing, and like me and Brandon were kind of by each other. And so I got down to like the last 1,000 meters, but like I was like so into it. I rowed like the whole thing at like a 1:30 pace. So like that was like a 3-minute.
Wow.
Which is like it's like decent if you're just doing 1,000, but like doing that end, I was so surprised with myself.
Wow.
Now you know you
Nice work, Grant and Carter.
Dude, it was
And
terrible though.
everybody else.
10K row was terrible. So but they did a quarter marathon row at the games back in like 2013.
That was a half marathon.
It was a quarter marathon.
Marathon is still 10K.
Well, that's
It's like no, it was a half marathon.
Yeah, it was a half, yeah,
It was a half marathon because it was like
6.2.
well no a half marathon it's like
A half of a half marathon is 6.2 miles.
half of a marathon is
Well,
or a
six.
marathon.
Dude, it's fast.
6.7 or something.
A half of a marathon
So,
has to be a
Because
quarter
it's 13
marathon.
divided by 2.
well it's 13.
Point
one.
Well, in kilometers is different. So 13.
There's our roommate.
Oh, he's got a lady friend. We
Call him.
Oh, look at you next time. Hey, no, you're not coming to the camera, son.
Slowly.
Be careful.
Hi, Colin.
Be careful. What's going on, Colin?
Door.
Colin, you're digging into our precious time.
Yeah.
I love your guys'
And
podcast.
so-
I
You wanna join?
Yes.
All right.
Well,
All
maybe
right.
for like 2 minutes.
You want to come in? You're welcome.
Might want
What's
to
your
drop your
name?
bag.
This is our lovely
It's fairly warm in here.
All right.
It is.
It's
up
Colin,
to
get in
80
frame.
degrees. Let's turn it
Get in
down.
frame.
I tried. Doesn't
Okay,
work.
go to the back. Go behind Jalen. Jalen, this is Jalen, by the way.
Yeah.
Jalen. Very strong man.
Colin.
Anyway,
I don't know.
this is Colin. He's a roommate. He is an extraordinary man. Very handsome.
Well,
Hence
stop
the lady.
you.
Who can lead once more?
Dude, do you want to be here for our science explanation?
It's only
It'll be
for-
probably about 10
We have
minutes.
9 minutes here.
9 minutes left. Are you guys like on that?
Yeah.
Ready?
We're gonna try and finish up around 10:30.
Okay, I gotta study.
All right.
I would.
I'll see you.
I will be on next week's show.
Alright,
Will you? Hey, where's the hand? Thank you. All right.
Goodbye,
What are we talking about?
Remember,
Okay, so yes,
There'd be a quarter of a marathon.
A half marathon would be
13.1.
Half
Half
marathon.
And a half, one half marathon would be 6.5.
Well, I'm trying to say that in meters.
6.62
Oh,
miles.
meters. Okay.
Hey, I got it, dude. I'm sciencey.
Well, no, a
It's
real
6.55
marathon
miles.
isn't exactly 26 miles, isn't it? Like
It's 26.2.
26.2. So 26.2.
Okay, so a half marathon is 20,960 meters. I'd be so bad to be on that. Or that
Do you know
long
why
day.
it's called a marathon?
Yes. Tell the story.
Tell a story, yeah.
Go for it.
It was during a war in
Huh.
Greece.
Yes, it was.
There was a message that needed to be relayed, and they didn't have Snapchat. I don't know why. Snapchat makes everything easy.
Easy.
And they needed a runner to go, I believe it was from the city of Marathon to Athens, which is 26.2 miles.
This is true.
Truthfully died on the spot.
Yeah.
And
Are you
now we do it
serious?
for fun.
Literally.
You ever heard that
Yeah.
story?
That's
You didn't know
That's
that?
so sad.
Isn't that crazy?
Amazing.
And we made a sport out of it.
Yeah.
What the first person to ever do it died, and we made a sport out of it.
That's amazing.
That's
I
great.
think that happened with
I think
CrossFit.
someone needs to, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I have a CrossFit.
Great class.
Somebody was doing a snatch and jerk. Just
This has to be a sport. This must be a sport. I must die.
All right, we're going to move to our. Oh, actually, do we want to go over? Nah.
Science.
Science.
Dylan, do you have any ghost stories?
Any ghost stories?
Goat
Yeah.
stories.
Ghost stories? Any ghost
Yes.
stories?
Stories about goats.
Any goat or ghost? Because I have both.
Ghosts. I don't want to hear goat stories.
That was a great goat story. It was actually, okay, can I tell the goat story?
Yes.
Okay, it was,
I like goats.
I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, if you hear this. Please be quiet, Siri. I think you guys remember this, Mom and Dad. Back when I was like, I think in 5th grade or something, Fresno State was just it's mostly
Is
an
this ghost or goat?
Goat. Goat. Okay, this is goat. Okay, let's,
It's not gonna be the option. Is tell a goat story or a ghost story.
and the goat is kind of funny. It's kind of bad. It's so back in Fresno State, it's more of an agricultural, like farming type of school because it's just all farming down in Central Valley. So one day on the news, there was a story about a guy that stuck into the school like farm, and he raped a goat.
You raised a
He
goat.
raped a goat.
way.
Yeah, that was like actually. Like it's happened a few times.
Yeah,
it's happened a few times. Yeah, it really is. No, it like happens a lot more than you think. It's just kind of bad.
It's kind of bad.
It's very bad. And the saddest part I think about that story, I think was that they had to put the goat through therapy.
How do you put a goat?
That's what I was thinking too. But I don't know.
So if the goat was the same in the past 24 hours,
It's okay. It's good to be okay.
Yeah, that's like
It's like one of these.
once either like they have to put it through animal therapy or they have to put it down because it's traumatized from it. Because it got hit.
Someone flashes the we can have
Stop
the
it.
long
studio.
That's ridiculous.
Being censored by Instagram.
Peeta's gonna shut us down.
Oh man.
Have you ever seen those memes where it's like it'll just like something like very subtle, like something touches someone, and then it's like Law and Order SVU.
Okay, let's get in 5 minutes of science for Grant.
Well, I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have to start saying one. So we'll let you finish out your ghost story.
I only had a goat story. I've had like weird. Right. Stop it.
Take it back.
I've had chances. I've had Stop it.
Damn it!
Sorry.
We keep making fun.
I've had like they really are. That's weird. I've had like occurrences where I thought I saw ghosts, but I've just like brushed it off like that's whatever.
Yeah.
Like one time I was I think it was like 13. I was sleeping, and back when I was 13, we still had bunk beds, so there was a ladder right there for my brother to climb up, and I woke up one night and I saw just a guy staring at me.
That's how mine was too.
Stop it,
Dude, it's kids.
It's
It's
like a
we
kid.
just come up with stuff in our heads. Mine was an old man standing at my door.
Really, that's creepy. Yeah. Mine was
So freaky.
that happened. Also, I thought it was kind of funny how it happened. I was doing math homework one day, like my sophomore year, and I came out to an answer where it was 666, and my lights in my room started like flickering super fast,
Ooh, that's
and
creepy.
it scared the living
I bet it did.
Jesus out of me. It was so
that's so
weird,
freaky.
and it was such a weird occurrence that it happened that way. It's so weird that it happened that way, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got.
All right, we'll move into science time. We're probably just what time do we have?
We're at
26.
26.
We have, so we're probably just about to
We can
run out of
start
time. We'll start another one if it does run out. Anyway, You want to help me reconfigure the?
Yeah, we'll start and
tripods?
stop it.
All right. So today we're going to talk about conceptualizing gravity.
Got all of our viewers right back.
Let's get into the room.
Yeah,
What would you guys? How would you guys describe gravity to me?
An apple hitting the head.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Actually, trying to describe gravity to me on like a spatial scale. It's like in between bodies in space.
Everything pulls on each other, pretty much.
Basically, the bigger thing has more gravity to it.
Yeah. So like
That's well
eventually,
true.
unimpeded,
right,
they would
I
run
guess.
into each other.
How would you describe like something that is so like say that there's two bodies in space. There's only two things. So let's just say it's the Earth and the Moon. How do you describe the Earth playing on the Earth, the Earth playing on the Moon, and vice versa?
The Earth pulling on the moon. Well, if there's only two things, they're just gonna rotate endlessly around each other
Well, how is it being pulled together?
through gravity.
How is that? Alright. Anyway,
I don't know what you
everything.
want from me.
Circular.
Through intermolecular forces.
What I was trying to get from you is that like a lot of people when they think of gravity, they think of like a tractor beam almost. Like me pulling you in towards me or me pulling you. Right, you got you.
Just like
Anyway, so a really good way to conceptualize gravity is everything in space. Oh, you should almost think of space as a fabric. And if you were to think of space in two dimensions, it's very useful. So here's a two-dimensional plane
So,
that mass A. Mass A has a mass of 10,000 kilograms, a volume of 100 million meters. Volume of 100 million meters squared, and a density of 0.0001 kilograms per meter squared.
we have a question from the crowd.
Who's the crowd?
It's Copper State Boy.
Oh lord.
Why does he wear that King shirt every podcast?
well, on Wednesdays they've been playing lately, so you gotta support my team.
Proud of you.
I-
Can you be seen on the camera? I'm impressed.
No, I'm guessing they saw him a minute ago.
Anyway, so what's very helpful is to define space first. So space is just the absence of matter. So anything or not even necessarily the absence of matter. It's just because there's also space here on Earth where we're also taken up by by mostly air, nitrogen, and such. Anyway, so a very easy way to conceptualize gravity is to think of a two-dimensional plane in space that is bisecting, let's say it's mass A. So mass A has...
Why? Another question. Why does gravity exist? Who made it? And what does it look like?
Who asked that question?
Grant. Oh,
Jesus made gravity, and
this is true.
it looks like Sandra Bullock
Oh.
in a position, rotating in a circle in a shuttle. Anyway, so we have mass A as a mass of 10,000 kilograms. And also just called body A. It's a little better. So it's a mass of 10,000 kilograms, a volume of 100 million meters squared, and how it takes up a plane in space it looks something like this. Now, if you were to keep the same mass, but make the volume only 100 meters squared, the density comes to 100 kilograms. So with less surface area, space will have almost like a pitfall effect in space. So say, rather than like a tractor beam, like I said to you, what a lot of people think of gravity as, you are a body. Let's say you're right here, and you're traveling towards the bisected mass, which is over here. You guys think that the mass is what has created this effect. Anyway, so as it's going closer to the hole, it's going to fall in, right? It's going to fall into the bottom. So then you might say, well, if that's how gravity works, then why don't like planets go towards each other and fall to the bottom? So this is just one angle of it. It's happening at every angle. So therefore, there's a gravitational field that is around every body. It is being pulled. It's really more like it's falling into its gravitational pull. If that makes any sense to you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So this is happening at every single angle around a body.
Yeah, because it's three-dimensional round.
Exactly. Yes, this is two-dimensional.
Right. That's you're doing two-dimensional of a three-dimensional. So
Right.
there's infinite abilities of it.
Exactly. So rather than being pulled in, it's more falling into its gravity. Anyway, so this is going to be useful later. So that's mass A, 10,000 kilograms of mass, 100 million meters squared of volume. Body B has 10,000 kilograms, just the same as body A, but has a smaller mass. So it has a different effect on gravity. It has a much intenser pull, while it doesn't have as wide of a grasp. So say that you were 100 miles, or 100 million miles out rather, from body B, or sorry, let's say body A. It would still pull you in because it has a wider grasp because it has more body to it. But if you were, let's say, 10 million miles closer to body B, it has a smaller grasp, but it will pull you in much more intensely because it has less volume to it. And then brings us to black holes. Black holes have a very, they have smaller, sorry, I'm getting a little confused myself. So they have a smaller gravity, but a much more intense gravitational pull. So if you are anywhere within this range, you're getting pulled in very intensely, and then there is also no cascade, if that makes any sense. They're at the center of a black hole is a singularity, which is a point, which has infinite volume, or infinitely small volume rather, and infinite density. However, with mass, the mass of a black hole is determined by its event horizon. And you might ask, what is its event horizon? Its event horizon is what is the area around the black hole that is the farthest that light can go and escape. Gravity, or a black hole is so strong that it can pull in light. So that means that at certain points it is pulling with gravity great enough to exceed 299,792,458 meters per second.
Side note, Interstellar explains event horizons very well.
What do you mean?
They talk about it in Interstellar,
Yeah.
and it explains it really. If you've seen that movie,
Yeah, so anywhere,
explanation.
yeah, I love that movie, it's my favorite movie. So anywhere inside the event horizon, light cannot escape. So if you guys have ever researched the subject of black holes at all, you might hear that the closer that you get to a black hole, time will slow down. So you might think, that doesn't really make sense, because time is time, right? It's not quite true. Time is an interesting subject. So how do we experience time? We experience time with the five senses, right? So what are the five senses? That's taste, touch, sight, sound, smell.
Feel. No, touch is feel.
Touch, feel.
Yeah.
Touch, feel, sound. Anyway,
you could get it right.
so obviously, you're not going to be able to feel much in space, right? So that's feel. You're not going to be able to smell much in space, but if there was something to smell, you'd be being pulled in by the particles. Or, sorry, by the gravity, by the intense gravity. So this, I'm talking about approaching a black hole. And then, what do we have left? Sound, sight, and so we've gone touch, smell, taste. If there's any particles, it's being pulled in. Now, with sound, any sound waves will be pulled in well before you reach the event horizon, which is of course where light cannot escape. Now light, so the closer that you're getting to the event horizon, which will be somewhere around here, because that's where light can be pulled in, or where light can still escape, light will be slowing down, so it'll have the effects of gravity on it. So you'll be experiencing the light coming towards you. So say you're like passing, so here's the black hole over here. And here is a star. And this is you. So as you're going towards the black hole, the light from this star that's coming into you is being slowed by its pull to the black hole. So you're experiencing light much slower than you would be. So therefore, time and as you perceive it has been slowed down for you. So that's what they mean by that. I thought that was very interesting. I think that's all I had to talk about. So how would you guys explain gravity to me if I asked you now? It's all good. If I do a very good job explaining, it's on me.
No, you did do a good job.
It's a very good job.
It's just,
it's hardly.
it's a lot of information.
Yeah, right.
Like, to relay.
So the biggest thing that if I could give to you,
Summary of it up.
Yeah. So think of gravity as more. If I had a sheet, I want to take my shirt off, but that's weird.
Do it.
So if I had a sheet,
Take your shirt off for 10 more viewers! Do it. We'll get like 10 more
if I had a
viewers.
sheet, this is the. Oh no.
So you gotta
Actually,
take
no,
your shirt
all
off.
these for your bowl.
Show off your abdomen.
So this is body A on a sheet. It takes up space, and it's making a ripple almost in the plane, which is my shirt. So think about, and if I put something on the edge, I need someone to put something on the edge. I don't have that many hands, so
We have some questions from the crowd.
if I put something on the edge, it'll fall in. But that's happening at every single angle around the body. So it's coming in, and it does act like a tractor beam, like I said before.
Yes.
But it does not work quite that way. I'm sorry, that was so rough. Oh.
First question from the crowd is, if you were getting pulled into a black hole, can you feel it?
If you get pulled
So
into a black
if you're
hole,
being
you
pulled
get
into a black
apart.
hole,
You're
you'll
dead.
eventually turn into a string of atoms. What happens is actually, as you approach the black hole, this is this will probably happen after the event horizon, so you won't be seeing anything. Totally pitch black. But what will happen is your body will separate somewhere below the bottom of your spine, and then a little bit later, somewhere around there, right? And so somewhere later in there, your bottom half will separate around your knees, and that'll make two parts. Then your upper half will separate somewhere around your sternum. That'll break into two parts. So you have 4 parts of your body now. You go down a little further, and every one of those parts splits into 2 again. Until you keep on splitting and splitting and splitting, until you're a single line of atoms going into the singularity. Which we do not know what happens in singularity, because we cannot see. Because like I said, they're around the event horizon, like an escape, we do not see what's happening. Anyway, so yeah, the mass is the total area inside, or the mass is the total size that is encapsulated by the event horizon, if that makes sense.
Totally.
But yeah, so
Next
did that answer the question? So that you'll just be constantly broken apart in halves of whatever's been broken up until you get to a single line of atoms.
Yes, and you're destroying it.
Yes.
Next question, can you feel the force?
The force? Yeah.
Force
If
is
you're getting ripped in 2, you are feeling the force.
I feel like
pretty
you're dead.
painless.
You're dead before you feel the force.
Yeah, okay.
It's so fast. You're torn apart.
You're done.
You won't.
Third
feel
question.
anything.
Is it true that space is not actually totally void of matter? Do you need a medium in order to observe light and sound waves?
Who's a physicist?
That's really interesting. So in our solar system, there is actually quite a bit of matter in space. I read a book recently that said how much was in there, but for intents and purposes, we'll say that there's 58. We'll say that there's 100,000 particles, or let's say there's 10,000 particles per square meter in our solar system. And now in interplanetary space, there's 10,000 particles per every meter squared. Now, if we were to think in interstellar space, so that would be in between stars, right? There's something like 1,000 particles per every meter cubed. Now, if we think even farther than that, we think intergalactic space. So that'd be between, like, let's say, the Andromeda Galaxy and the Milky Way Galaxy. That's something like 100 particles every meter squared. So it's less and less every kind of system you go out. And if we're talking like multiverses, because if you guys have heard that theory, there's a theory that there's only one universe and there's other ones.
Yeah.
There'd be like, hypothetically, there'd be nothing between each multiverse. It's totally separate planes, so 0 particles per meter cubed.
And then our last question is, can you take your shirt off?
Yes!
We only have...
Please
I
don't
can't.
worry, it's too much.
No, too much.
There you go! It's off.
Was that
It's
a
off
question
today.
from Ryan? R556.
No, it's CFJ Smith.
Oh, that. What? This is rigged. I can't believe I didn't take that off for a lady. How did you do that on the computer?
I just went on my phone real quick and was like,
It's very nice. Alright, well, if there's no more questions, I will wrap it up. Just, I don't know, ponder scientific things.
Somebody asked if you could take your pants off as well.
It wasn't
Is
me.
that Ryan?
No, it was not me.
That is Ryan.
Ryan! Ryan, I'll send you a snap later.
Anyway, so think about this.
Whoa, so many
So-
muscles.
So that if there is a body with
Grant,
a large
like
mass
that.
or large density in a small volume, it'll have a greater gravitational pull than a body with a large volume and the same mass. And remember that this table is a 2D, or this plane is a 2D plane. It happens at every single angle you can imagine around a body. So this is going this way, it's going that way, it's going that way, it's going that way, until it encapsulates the whole thing in the gravitational field. That's my takeaway. Black holes are scary. Stay away from them. Yes. Stay away from them. This took me a long time to draw. It makes me sad I'm done. Alright. Bobby, your turn.
Alright, kids.
Attaboy, Bobby.
So basically, we just talked about gravity and how it works. Now let's relate it to a real life scenario. So a lot of people like to shoot guns. Guns are fun. Who here shot a gun?
Me.
Three.
This guy.
Alright, so 3 out of 3 have shot a gun.
I don't know if Carter ever has.
Oh, Carter? I went So basically, when you shoot long range, you don't measure the distance of your drop in inches. You measure it in what's called minutes of angle. Now, a minute of angle is, think of it like radians and stuff, basically. It's literally a minute of an angle. That's how you measure it. So at 100 yards, a minute of angle, it's roughly 1 inch. At 200 yards, it becomes 2 inches. Because again, you've multiplied that distance by 2. So that distance, that height is going to be multiplied by 2 as well. So it's all proportional. So 300 yards, 3 inches, 400 yards, 4 inches, 500 yards, 5 inches, and so forth, so on. So a common misconception with guns too is that they shoot straight and drop, and that's 100% not true. So when a bullet actually leaves a barrel, it has an arcing motion that goes up, and then we see it drop. What's lined up straight like a tractor beam, unlike gravity, is your scope or your sights. So your scope's going to see straight, but that's not what the bullet's going to do. So commonly on a rifle, if you have scope on it, you're going to zero that in at 100 yards. And that's just going to take time, or laser bore sight, or there's many ways to do it. So once you do that, you're good to shoot 100 yards all day, every day. 100 yards in a 1 inch group should be no problem whatsoever. Where you start to see difficulty is 200, 300, 400, 500 yards, where you're starting to get a bullet drop. So let's say we're trying to hit something at 500 yards, that gravity act on that bullet, it's going to drop significantly. And when I say significantly, I mean like a few feet. So if I'm 500 yards away and I shoot a bullet straight at my zero in at 100, it's going to miss by 4 or 3 feet. This depends on the round. You're going to miss by feet short. So there's 4 major things you need to know in order to be able to compensate for this and readjust your scope and get on target. First, you want to know your specific bullet load and drop. So here I put a chart up of a 308 full metal jacket round, 150 grain. At 100, if you're zeroed in, there's going to be no drop whatsoever. 200 yards, you're going to lose 3.6 inches. 300 yards, 13.4 inches. And then we see it start to exponentially, we see that exponential drop start to increase. At 400 yards, we're at 30.5 inches. 500 yards, 56.4. So, obviously those are large numbers. You're going to be missing by, after 200 yards, you're going to miss your target completely. 3 inches, that's, if I'm aiming here, 3 inches, I'm going to hit here. I'm still hitting the center of mass, I'm still hitting the target. And you need to know your range. That's the next biggest thing, so you can calculate for that drop. Once you know that, you want to calculate your MOA value, which is your minute of angle value. And basically, that also ties into your range. Again, like we talked about, minute of angle, 300 yards, that's 3 inches. 100 yards, it's 1 inch. So if we're taking a 500 yard shot, we know our minute of angle value is 5 inches for every minute of angle. Now we'll get to why this is important right now. Your scope, typically, is going to be in minutes of angle. So if you're shooting and you have pretty much any name brand scope, your click, your little dials on top, each click, it depends on what scope you get. Mine's a 1/4 MOA per click. So that means at 100 yards, it moves a 1/4 inch every time I click that dial. So that's, for this example, we're going to say 1 click is a 1/4 inch. So basically, to speed this pretty much give you a quick breakdown of it. If we're shooting 300 yards, we know our rifle's zeroed in at 100 yards. We know once this bullet starts going, once we hit 300 yards, we're hitting right here. We're hitting short 13.4 inches. Now, some math genius, don't know his name, somebody figured it out, but basically, Here's your scope line. Here's where you're hitting. So we got 2 lines here. We can make a triangle. And we can do a little basic math just to figure out how we need to adjust. We know from the barrel, of course, got 300 yards. I drew this triangle wrong. Don't judge me. It's late. I was still an intern. Alright. So we got 300 yards. We know our drop is 13.4 inches. You don't even have to do this math anymore because somebody figured it out. But that's basically the science of the minute of angle and how it works. So all you have to do is adjust your scope 13.4 inches so that the impact of the bullet is up 13.4 inches. Just really simple. So 300 yards, you're going to do a simple equation. You're going to take your total drop divided by your MOA, and then that's going to give you how many minutes of angle you need to adjust. 13.4 inch drop divided by a minute of angle of 3, because you're at 300 yards, is going to give you roughly 4.5. It's like 4.48, something like that. Easy money. So you just need to adjust 4.5 minutes of angle on your scope. If you have a 1/4 inch MOA, you're going to adjust it 18 clicks, because all you have to do, 4 clicks equals 1 minute of angle. 4 times 4.5 is 18, I think. I might be wrong. I don't do math a lot. So that's a basic breakdown of how gravity is going to affect a real world scenario, which hopefully nobody ever has to use this except for at a shooting range in a practice environment. But if you are ever in a situation where nuclear bombs are raining down and people are attacking us, this is how you do it.
Which will happen very soon.
It might. It might be fun.
Let's talk about that.
I don't. Do we want to get in on the North Korea debate?
It's North Korea.
Oh, it's getting late. It's almost 11 o'clock if you want to.
We had 8 minutes.
Go for it.
Do you want to talk about North
You want to
Korea?
talk about
Dude, time flies when you're doing this.
Do you want to talk about Rocket Man? I don't know. That's a good idea. I mean, I think it's gonna go pretty south pretty quick.
Oh, definitely will.
Unless we assassinate him, which
Okay.
Let's-
Calm down.
he's a dictator.
Yeah, but we've tried so many times already.
If we really wanted to,
And why haven't we if we really want to? I mean,
because international problems. But now we have enough of them. So.
what
What's
international
one
problem
more?
would that cause?
See,
Besides
that's the thing.
solving a lot of them.
That's the thing. There's allies of North Korea.
Like
What would
China.
What would China do? Are they gonna say?
What would China do?
China just, like, denounced them, basically.
Right.
They basically, everyone just announced them.
That's been the concern for a while. Is China.
But the thing is,
and
the thing is, it'd be a reaction would most likely be nuclear, and no one will start nuclear war because it's a terrible idea.
it would end. It'd be the
It would
end.
end the end of all humanity. Yeah.
Like Robert Oppenheimer said in his famous speech after he created the atom bomb. He basically compared himself to ancient scripture. They created death in the destroyer of worlds. And they knew that almost, 80 years ago? 77 years ago? When they created that nuclear bomb.
That's scary to think about.
I mean, and it's gotten so much more powerful now.
Oh
That
my
was-
gosh.
It's exponentially more powerful.
Well, I mean, when you compare the biggest bomb they ever created to like the big boy and the little boy, whatever they're called.
Yeah, those were like
nothing.
those were like Moabs compared to a nuclear bomb. So, for those of you that don't know, a Moab is a non-nuclear bomb it's literally a huge bomb. And compare that to the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. That would be the comparison, that same scale of a nuclear bomb now versus the Hiroshima bombs.
Not even the Hiroshima, or not even the nuclear bombs now. But did you ever read up about the Tsar bomber?
The Russian.
The
It was called,
biggest nuke ever created
It's
in all
crazy.
time.
it had what, like how big was the blast radius on it?
I don't know how big the blast radius was, but I knew that.
I think it was like 36 or
Your mom's
70
bomb.
miles. Yeah, she is. Love my mom. Alright.
I don't know if you ever.
We
Can you let me speak, Carter?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Jalen's
Sorry.
I don't know how big this is.
It's late.
I'm in trouble. I know that. I don't know how far the blast radius was, but I know that the mushroom cloud height was like.
Ah, nice job, Jaden.
Shut up.
I mean, that's just the blast radius.
Yeah,
that's
but the
the
motion
physical.
club height like reached up to almost space. It was like
Yeah.
2,000 plus cubic yard.
This is going to be the end of the third installment of the podcast. I enjoyed it very much. Thank you to guest Jack DeBartolo IV. Thank you
Yeah,
guys for having me. Jalen, surprise guest.
Thank you for coming, buddy.
Happy surprise though. I believe that's what they said when he was born.
It's my actual height.
And with that, thank you to our sponsors, which we will not list because I'm not creative enough right now. Walmart.
Fries, Walmart,
Walgreens. And
Nine
NBC.
Apple.
We will see you guys next Wednesday at 9:30 again for the next podcast.
Donald Trump.
Thanks for watching.
I love Donald Trump.